Hello, everybody. This is Preston Poulter here with Pocket Jazz Comics. I'm trying something new. This is a Bluetooth headset. I've not tried one of these before, so I want you to tell me if you can hear me and if everything is okay. All that good jazz. Can someone just type? I don't think Darkgift is getting out to the event. Okay, fair enough. All right, Lorenzo. Sounds good. Can you hear me, though? Can someone please type, yes, I can hear you. No, I cannot hear you. Either one. I'll just wait here. Loud and clear. Awesome. Fantastic. All right, cool. So anyway, 3 o'clock. I am awaiting his arrival. I didn't want you fellas to be bored. I'm so happy to see how many got. Wow, we got 35 people here already. Fantastic. So I'm just hanging out. Is there anything anybody wants to talk about until he shows up? Just, so, by the way, I sent out my White Lily 5 PDF to the backers, so that has happened, and I sent it off to the printer. And I'm about to ship out the rest of my Guinevere 2 orders, and I got a whole bunch of other stuff going on, as you can imagine. So it's been pretty exciting. Oh, good! I'm so glad. It's it's a very emotional story. So it was emotional for me to write, and I'm glad that some of that connected with the audience. So You started your stream on time. I know. I'm not shaming the guy. I'm sure he's gonna show up here in a bit. Let me check Twitter. And see if he sent me there you go. Be there in a couple. Okay, be there in a couple. Okay. No big deal. It's 3 a.m. for me. It's fine because I just woke up. Great, you just woke. You need to go back to sleep, man. It's 3 a.m. I am still not seeing an email with a PDF though. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Hello?
Hello.
I cannot hear you.
Is that better?
I cannot hear. Can you guys hear him? Because I can't hear him.
My mic showed me working.
I mean, I did check my audio. I think. I just heard an email to him, so I'm catching audio. I cannot hear you.
No.
You can. Okay, you can hear him, but hold on. Let me go into Steam. Go here. There we go. Just switch that. Okay, now I can hear him. Awesome. Oh, welcome on the channel, sir.
How are you?
I'm doing okay. I'm pretty busy. Kind of tired. I only got like 4 hours last night, and I'm gonna be packing and shipping. But thanks for coming on.
No problem. You got a little. It sounds like you stepped away from the mic.
Well, the mic is walking with me.
Oh,
but
all right.
But that and here.
No, you sound really, really low.
Okay, how about here? Is this good?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay, all right. All right, well, apparently range is important. Well, in that case, I wish the range were a little higher. But, all right, go ahead.
I'm sorry?
Oh, you said I was a hypocrite, I believe, so I invited you on for the hypocrite.
Oh, right. Yeah. Of course, I'm getting a phone call now. Hold on a second. Gonna mute that. I'll let the machine get it. All right, sorry, I just wanted to let the machine get that.
Right.
So yeah, yeah, like basically for. I mean, I can't speak for everybody, but I think the main thing here was that, like I said, like you said, that's why you brought me on. Um, was that just the hypocrisy of it was what I think kind of cracked everybody up. It wasn't really what you were doing per se.
Okay. So you found it funny.
I found the hypocrisy funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you might want to elaborate on what the hypocrisy was
Yeah.
for those of
So,
us who are not in the know.
okay. I mean, on a lot of your streams, well, not streams, I should say, on a lot of your videos, because like your This Week in Comicsgate videos, you've you've basically called people. I don't know I don't know how you run language on your channel.
I mean, don't get me into trouble. But...
No, I won't. But I mean, so you've basically, called you've called Tug a Cuck.
Honestly, I don't recall. Well, I mean, yeah, I did say that. I think Red Gate probably, but so. Well, hold on. Let's drill down right there. I did say, I believe Red Gaze is nailing Ashley. I said that on the channel.
Okay.
And I believe that to be true. I believe that is why, those two have a cozy relationship, and why Tug's like, oh, I'm gonna platform Red Gaze. So I can't point that out.
No, you absolutely. I guess you absolutely can.
Good.
Right. I mean,
I'm glad we agree.
But at the same time, when you point it out in a way that you're trying to demean somebody, and then you yourself were doing that, again, I'm not judging you on what you did, because
okay. So
we all.
Now let's go through the next thing. So okay. I make statement, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't think I've made a statement any harsher than that. Do you recall of any statement I've made that's harsher than that?
A harsher statement? I mean,
yeah.
I don't remember you actually saying that. That's the first time I'm hearing of that.
Okay.
I remember you calling him an EVS cuck.
Okay, well, now, hold on. An EVS cuck just means he's abandoning his principles.
Right. No, but I mean, you know what the implication of the word means, and you know what the
okay.
the definition of the word is.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
You have on occasion, labeled war. Well, not labeled. I guess that's the wrong word. But you insinuated that War Campaign as a whole, has
it's definitely very homoerotic.
Homoerotic. I was trying to remember remember the word. I was going to say homosexual tendencies, but
now,
homoerotic.
Before we go any further, do you agree with that statement?
I mean, do I think that they have? Do I think that they are homoerotic, or do I think that they use a lot of homoerotic humor?
When observed as a whole, from an outsider's point of view, would you describe them as a fairly homoerotic bunch?
I would not describe them as a homoerotic bunch. I would describe them as using homoerotic humor.
And this is where
I don't know if that. There's
I mean, homoerotic being a adjective which would apply to the group interactions we are observing. So if we're sitting there on Twitter or watching them on BeLive, and they're talking about back holes all the time, and it's still doing this, seems like there's a fair amount of homoeroticism going on, and one might use the adjective to describe them as homoerotic when taken on the whole. But that doesn't mean every single thing, but it means it's certainly a fairly consistent theme.
I mean, I would say that they use a lot of homoerotic humor, yes. But then again, I actually talked to some of them. I don't talk to all of them, obviously, but I talked to some of them on a one-to-one basis, and they're not using homoerotic humor in those conversations.
That doesn't mean anything. When I'm characterizing a group, which is what I was doing, and you agreed, you said yes to an outside observer who's looking at all the homoerotic humor,
right?
We might describe them as homoerotic, and that would be fair.
Would I describe them as? See, I wouldn't describe them as homoerotic, and maybe that's where we're losing erotic humor.
Right. So, and you equivocate on these terms all the time. if they use a lot of homoerotic humor, we might describe them as homoerotic.
But when you
Understand?
describe them as homoerotic, you're
Right.
describing him as like that's what they are, like though that's their personality all the time.
Well, I didn't say all the time. When you use an adjective, it doesn't mean all the time, but it certainly would indicate
Well,
at least 30,
that's your
40% of the interactions.
that's how your implications come across.
To you, maybe, but I think to the outside observer.
Not just to me. I mean, to a lot of other people.
I don't give a shit about all the other people you want to claim to talk about. I'm here to talk to you.
Yeah,
and I'm saying
I
a
understand.
hypothetical, fair-minded person, which means no one you're talking to right now consistent, looking at the interactions of working with, and all the dildo memes and all the backhole references, is going to say that's a fairly homoerotic bunch. That doesn't mean every individual all the time. Right?
I'm sorry, I'm having a little bit of a hard time hearing you, but that doesn't mean what? That last part?
And that doesn't mean they are always homoerotic all the time, particularly when taken individual. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's fair enough then.
Yeah. So far you seem to be agreeing with, some of my observations.
Well, now that you clarified it, but in your videos, you come across as very much like insinuating that they're a gay bunch, basically.
I do think they have a fair number of frustrated homosexuals in their ranks, and but I mean that's speculation.
Well, of course.
But what I think is fair to characterize is how they act on the whole, and they certainly seem to take people into a very let me stay closer to the computer, a very homoerotic direction without consent. Like I didn't ask to be dildo mean by these people, right?
Well, I don't think anybody asked for except for me. I'm kind of insulted that I haven't had a meme yet.
I understand.
But so basically, like what I'm saying is when you put all these things, and the other thing is like you've actually specified certain people as having anal fixations.
I don't recall anal fixation. I remember when Liam Gray was describing me as little pee-pee, I said they're kind of a dick obsessed bunch.
You did say
I don't recall. Yeah, I don't recall.
You said something about Roe. I'm paraphrasing the word anal fixation, but I don't remember your exact words. But you were talking about Roe, and when basically the hypocrisy of all of it comes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, yeah, I switched off the Bluetooth. So all right, go ahead.
The hypocrisy of it comes across as you use the word cuck in a degrading manner. You use the words homoerotic in a degrading manner,
right?
And then you use the word
no homoerotic. I don't know that
what you said about what you said about Rose. He has an obsession with backholes.
I have it. Well, would you agree with that statement?
I mean, again, it's all humor, but do I think he has an actual obsession with backholes? No.
I mean, how many times does he use the word on a given day? Right, like 2 or 3, maybe 4.
I hear you. I hear you. I mean. But does that mean that the man actually has an obsession?
It means look. If a man uses the term 4 times a day, look, and this is the little world you want to live in. Is that he says backhole 4 or 5 times a day, but that doesn't mean he's obsessed with it. Come on, Preston. Okay, so far we've agreed that War Campaign is a fairly homoerotic bunch.
I agree. And that use a lot of homoerotic,
and that they use a lot of homoerotic humor. Yeah. And that my description of them as homoerotic, which, by the way, I don't believe I ever used in a particularly degrading fashion. If so, look, it's not like they don't certainly engage in that a fair amount of the time, right?
What's that? You being in degrading fashion, like using things in a degrading fashion?
Yeah, degrading other people.
Yeah, of course they do.
Okay,
I don't think
cool.
that
So,
but I don't think that I mean that has anything to do with the fact that you using these things in a degrading fashion, and then only to have it come out to light.
So wait. So now I want to explore this point. Okay.
Okay.
So what you're saying is, yes, they do degrade you with homoerotic humor routinely, but you, Preston, cannot respond because of your history. Is that what you're saying?
No. What you could respond, right? if anybody, listen, people are going to go back and forth. Obviously, people are going back and forth on Twitter, on YouTube
Right.
all day long, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you want to respond, they want to respond, you want to respond. I mean, it gets a little tiresome, but yeah,
Right.
you want, you know. But when you use, if you're going to respond, you don't. That's like when you use the stuff that you've actually done and actually are accepting of, but then to the public,
Right.
are going to sit there and use those terms in a degrading way. It's pretty hypocritical.
Well, again, we agreed that they could be characterized as a fairly homoerotic bunch, given how much homoerotic humor they produce.
No, I agreed that they they use a lot of homoerotic humor.
Right.
I wouldn't call them a homoerotic bunch.
Okay, well,
and then when you
right.
when you say
to an outside observer, look, Darkgift, I'm gonna hold on. I'm gonna step away from.
I just want to make one. When you say it in your videos, you're not just saying it like as a observational fact either. You make these little facially oh, well, they're a little homoerotic.
Okay,
oh,
so
you know what I mean? Like
so the facial expression is what's out of line, is what you're saying.
It's the whole thing. It's not
okay. So we have a group that uses a lot of homoerotic humor, a lot of degrading homoerotic humor, and is frequently getting banned from Twitter. They have to go through a lot of different accounts and a lot of alts, and they tend to harass people who don't want the attention, such as being from Pennsylvania. And we see this group in action. And I can't say, boy, they certainly seem like a homoerotic bunch. And Rose sure does talk about backholes all the time. Oh, but if I add on a facial expression, that makes me a hypocrite.
But what you're more than welcome to. But just know that when you're
right.
things that you have done in the past come out that are somewhat homoerotic themselves, that's hypocritical.
No, it's not.
Because when you're degrading somebody.
No, hold up.
When you're degrading somebody.
Hey, it's my turn. I let you talk, right?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So let's say I'm just a full-on homosexual. Let's say I love dudes and I really have no interest in women. All right.
Okay.
But let's say I'm not out in the open about that. And let's say I'm out in society and I see somebody who's engaging in a lot of degrading homoerotic humor. And they are absolutely attacking people consistently. And you're saying, I need to address them differently. I can't maybe try to shame them or try to call attention to what they're doing or mock it in any way because really I'm a homosexual myself. Therefore, I got to give them a pass.
No, you could. But if you're using homosexuality as a degrading form, that would be hypocritical. Yes.
And you're saying that I use homosexuality in a degrading form by the facial expression I make when I say they're a homoerotic bunch.
By the context of how you put it, yes.
Okay. All right. So that is the crux of your argument is, Preston, you have hypocritical facial expressions, if we boil it down.
No, that's not the crux.
Dark, if we just went fucking through it, okay? You agreed that they were characterizable as a homoerotic bunch, given how much homoerotic humor they have, and that an outside observer might make that observation. And then you said, but you say it in this way with this facial expression that makes it hypocritical, meaning that's the critical element. The look on my face when I say the word.
The hypocritical element is you using it as a degrading factor. The facial expression is what makes
they
it
use it as a degrading factor. They use it as a degrading factor. Okay.
And if it turns out that one of them happens to be gay and they're the ones doing it, they'd be a hypocrite also.
Darkgift. Okay. So they're out there using degrading humor. But if I use degrading humor regarding them, I'm a hypocrite.
Because you partake in it, yes.
Okay. Fair enough. So, and by the element that is hypocritical is the facial expression. So far, that's what you penned down.
Why are you focusing on the facial expression?
Because your argument's fucking stupid, and I'm trying to show you. Now, let's move on. What happened to me? Was that fair?
What, that it came brought to light?
Well, let's go over facts here. Hold on. You asked me a question. I'm going to give you an answer. You said, what did it brought to light? I'm now going to provide you an answer.
Preston, I get you're having a rough week.
No. You asked me a fucking question. I'm going to give you an answer. You ready?
Go ahead.
Thank you. So we have Ethan Van Sciver calling for a deep dive on me from War Campaign and his fans. Then we have a pretty cozy member. Is she a member of War Campaign? Is she not? Come forward and say, hey, I did some pretty cool text searches and I found his porn history, which then gets shared all over Twitter and YouTube. And then Ethan promotes that out to his audience and then goes on the Ralph retort and describes me as a shit-eating cuck and a complete weirdo and a stalker and insane. Is that fair?
I would say that if I wouldn't have done that. No.
So what Ethan did was unfair.
Well, I don't think. What did Ethan do? Because
Ethan went on the Ralph retort, played audio clips from the video, described me as a shit-eating cuck, a weirdo, and an insane stalker. After Sheila Allen somehow found a way to download all the past podcast episodes I had produced and taken down, listened to them all, came up with little sound bits, little clips, and shared with a new audience my past life. And Ethan retweeted it and participated. Is that fair, what Ethan did?
That he retweeted it? I mean, I don't think
I just described a pattern of behavior.
Again,
I'm waiting for you. You said that he retweeted it? No, the whole fucking thing. What I just said from start to finish over 3 days is what Ethan did fair. Yes, no.
I didn't pay attention to everything that he did, but all I know is that do I think that your stuff should have been put out there? No. That's all I'm going to say on it.
Okay, so you seem to be kind of coming around to the idea that what happened to me was wrong.
I think putting anybody's stuff out there like that is wrong.
Okay, great. All right. So that's
not why I'm here.
Why are you here?
I was here to show you that you were being a hypocrite by Clinton, whatever. That you were being. Let me turn that off. It's getting distracted. Okay. I'm just here to show you that you were being a hypocrite by utilizing your actions and making them derogatory to other people. That's
okay.
All.
But in comparison, well, hold on. Let's now enter another realm of comparison, if I may. Okay. Let's say there are some. All right. Let's take a hypothetical member of War Campaign. All right. Give him a name. I don't care. We'll call him Bob or Joe or whatever.
I was going to say Bob. Go with
Bob. Yeah, Bob. Bob is a member of War Campaign, and I'm going to say he's a closeted gay guy, right? And he's out there, and he's engaging in degrading homoerotic humor. Who's the bigger hypocrite, me or Bob?
Wait, I'm not sorry. Maybe you lost me in the beginning there.
Okay.
Are you saying he's a closeted gay? Or
in our hypothetical universe that
he actually is a closeted gay.
Yes.
And he's out there utilizing
homoerotic humor to degrade people.
Yeah, he'd be a hypocrite.
Okay. So now let's take another. We'll call him Sam. And Sam is a straight guy. But Sam is using homoerotic humor in War Campaign to degrade people. Is Sam a hypocrite?
Okay. No.
No. Okay. So you're allowed to use homoerotic humor to degrade people as long as you're not actually gay.
I mean, I wouldn't use homoerotic humor to degrade. I wouldn't find that. Listen, I don't find using stupid, silly things.
A lot of us don't find this particularly silly.
What the memes? I mean, I think they're silly.
We know what I find interesting. The guy who came up with the "It's Just Memes" defense, Praetorian, that was designed on purpose. You throw out something that's intentionally sexually harassing someone to provoke a response, and then when they respond as you expect, you ridicule them and say, "It's just memes, bro." So if you're going with just memes, you can go fuck yourself. You got anything else to say?
No.
Good. Goodbye. Anyway, there we go. That was our riveting discussion with Darkgift coming in to say that I had apparently hypocritical facial expressions and falling back on the "It's just memes, bro." But I do love the part where if you are a straight guy, you get to use gay degrading humor, but if you're closeted gay, you can't. So we finally have an explanation from Darkgift as to what made me a hypocrite. Hope that made for a particularly good stream. Do we have any questions here from the audience? Let's see. Do you believe in karma? Didn't you spend almost every hour belittling people? Almost every hour? No. In fact, Darkgift, who was just on, did not describe me as spending almost every hour degrading people. So, no, sorry, not copping to that one. Yeah, yep. Sorry, I was more involved in the discussion. Is there anything from the chat anybody wishes to say before I get out of here? All right, cool. All right, thanks for stopping in. I'm going to get back to shipping orders, everybody. This has been Press and Pull to Pocket Jacks Comics. Thank you very much for your time. Take care.